Happy Friday, everyone. We made it. Let me adjust camera a little bit. Sorry about the delay, guys. But without further ado, let's get started on today's work. So here is Annabelle's paint study from yesterday, which we're going to work on more at the end of stream. And then what we have to do first is we were putting together a character sheet for my silly ducks. So we're just going to jump into doing that. And then, hold up guys, let me pull up. So I was playing also yesterday. I made an album cover for Joe, who's my brother, who's a composer. And he'll be releasing a new song that's from the Grace lobby from Roblox. So if you guys like Roblox and you like playing Grace, you probably already know the song. So he's doing like a piano version. So keep an eye out on his Spotify and Instagram and stuff for news about that. But today he also released a song called The Ender, and it's like a fan-made Minecraft music disc track that he wrote. And it's really good. And it is now on Spotify and I believe Apple Music. So that's what was playing while you guys were waiting for me to show up. So I put it on loop for you guys to listen to. You can also find it on his YouTube channel in case you want to know. But it's called The End. And I can just put, and I put a little screenshot here. Here you go, guys. Nope, that's my thumbnail. Sometimes when you do, okay, this time for sure, guys. There we go. That's not the thumbnail. There we go. This is his YouTube channel name, and you'll see his profile if you're looking for it. And then this is the name of the YouTube video where you can find it on YouTube. But you can also find it on Spotify now. And I believe Apple Music usually does both. And then I'm not sure about any other music platforms because I don't really know of any other off the top of my head, but they're probably on there too. It's pretty good about covering everywhere. But yeah, go follow Joe. Go subscribe to him. The sooner he gets to 1,000 subscribers, the better it'll be. Like the algorithm pushes you further, and his music's really good. And I want more people to be able to hear it. So go support Joe. Okay. All right, let's put these into a file. Ba-ba-da-ba. You know what? Let's play this song one more time. Why not? It's pretty darn good. I'll turn it up a little bit for you guys. Alright, so this is our Annabelle paint study layer. And I like to do is I put them into like day 1. And then like day 2 or like session 1. That way when I finish them, I can kind of break them down for you guys and you can see what we did over each session. Okay. Now this is what we were working on, which you can put into the center now. We have, I did like some rough lines on this one, just kind of figuring out what we want to do. I think I'm going to play around these a little bit more until I kind of like the feel before we clean it up. So here's the bottom. Let me pull up. So I was thinking this morning while I was editing Silly Duck videos, think about how I want to tackle doing the bottom. Well, not really the bottom, but the back side of the duck. Like, do I want to have a tail? Do I want to have like no tail? Do I want to like keep them simple like this? Like, it's an artistic choice, so it doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong. But I kind of like the idea of them having a tail, but I don't want it to be like massive, you know? I do like this like water balloon shape we've had going on. I don't know. I'm torn. So I figure what I would do is I would just play around with some different styles, and then whichever one we feel feels like the most right, we're gonna go for that. You know, maybe if we draw a rough version too of like from behind more so, maybe like a full side view. Also, I love how he has that track end. It sounds like the music player is like slowly dying. So I really like that. All right, now we're gonna listen. Yesterday we were playing this too. This is the lobby theme that Joe also wrote. We're gonna be careful though, because we're gonna get sleepy listening to it. Gotta stay awake. I wonder, like, from the side, how centered should I have? Because the bill would be like here. I should probably have the neck come in more like this. That way we can balance the weight of the head better, because we do the bill all on the front there. Also, I brought Psyduck over today because we're going to be doing a lot of ducks today. So Psyduck's our little mascot and inspiration. Maybe I should reference, like, Psyduck has a pretty long tail. I'm trying to show you guys. There we go. We might have to. We could check out not Nintendo, but yeah, kind of like Nintendo, like how they draw their 2D in the Pokemon series. Maybe we could get some inspiration from that, because it's really like, it's pretty like flat shape, and then you just get the tail. And maybe we did something similar. Well, let me get this rest of this body in. I like the idea from the side, it being like flatter on the front. And so we do have a little like more of a weight change there. In terms of where the feet should start, it'd probably be more like, I wonder if I should pull out a reference of like a real duck. And then what if the tail? This is kind of how Psyduck's tail is. And it could be cute. That's usually how it ends up looking. Oh wait, it wouldn't go any higher than this head. And then maybe we wouldn't finish the line all the way there. Be like that. I don't dislike that. The arm starts here. The fingers in. But maybe the feet need back further. Because when you think about it, when you put the flippers, they're going to create more balance. Remember when we were drawing Pooh Bear, guys? Let me pull up this. See if we can find this again. I really liked... We almost need to like invert, because on Pooh Bear, it's like they want to emphasize his tummy kind of like sticking out. But what we want to do is emphasize the tail. So maybe we can use kind of what they did to like invert emphasize. Let me copy this image. Okay. I want to see if we can make this happen. So they had the legs back farther on theirs. And if we want the tail to feel more emphasized, we should put the legs further to the front. And then curve back a little. And then maybe we should go for more like a... Maybe I should keep that straight. Because I know in all the like really good Disney designs, it's like the bean shape is easy to draw. And it's also like, I don't know, just got that cute vibe. Now, I don't dislike where's the head's at. But if we put the feet here, is the balance gonna feel off? Let's play around with it. Kind of feels like they'd fall backwards, you know what I mean? They almost need to be more... Maybe if like this is the center, right? The neck is. Maybe we'd have the legs start just behind it. You know? Maybe that feels a little bit better. What if we tilted it more though? Like what if we round this more? The shoulders. And then the neck. I kind of like that. We could play with head positioning a little. Let's flip it around. Let's rotate this one, guys. Feels like I need to lift this section a little. Okay. I can't lower it too much. Let's keep the head relatively round. We also need to figure out how we want to deal with, like, how would the cheeks look at the side. So if this is our, like, circle for the head, and the bill would come in like here. And the eyes would start up there. I think, how can we like emphasize this without it taking up too much detail? You know what I mean? Like maybe we can just do like around the edges here. Here I drew it up a little too far since it stops. Maybe something like that, where it just kind of like comes in and meets with the back of the head. And then should we put a little, maybe like at the corner of the eye? I don't dislike that. And then this bill would probably come in a little. Or would it? Do we want to make it more realistic? I think it would kind of curve in like that. Oops. This is getting better. It's getting better. I do kind of like this forward, like, stance. As for the tail, again, I feel like we might have to move these feet back more. Not too much. What if the toe always aligns like with the tip of like the chest? And then what if, I wonder if we need to move. I feel like I don't want to move the head any more than where it is. I kind of like that. What if I did more like tilted back? Because I feel like ducks' heads do that. It kind of comes back and then it's forward. So maybe in that case we could inch this just a hair back. You know? Kinda, I think we're getting there. I knew that this side would be the hardest because I've drawn them from the front so many times. Maybe we don't do anything with the eye there. Although I kind of like the idea of just indicating, maybe. I'll take a look at that on the other monitor. I just feel like the eyes, I usually tilt them just a little. So it'd probably be more like that. Am I satisfied with this? That's the question. Do I like how the bill kind of connects? I know like other designs of ducks, they usually have it like more realistic. But I haven't really done that type of thing. I usually just keep it round. I just want it to look really, really simplified. But I'm wondering if I should take it like rounded like that or keep it where it just kind of like arcs down and it's almost like the circle's being completed and the bill's on top. Let's rotate it again, guys. We gotta get a different perspective. It still feels like it's... I need to tilt it back a little. Let me add... We're saying this would be about... I think there would be about center. Maybe we should have the feet. That's this one, right? What if it was something like this? Kind of like that slight like bend in the leg. I feel like we're onto something. I'm cooking. Hold up. And then we'd probably say the bill is about half of the head width. About where it's at. I kind of like that. They put that note in. Bill is 1/2 of head. Can't write today. Head. Wait. I hate that word. It's so hard to spell. Okay. We could have it stick just a little bit out on the back. Make it a little cuter. And then maybe we just do a little there. Question is, we could actually complete this. I don't think so. Let's leave it here. Yeah, we're gonna let that cook. I think I like it, guys, though. I think I like it. Also, don't hate how the tail is done. But I might have it go... I like the idea of it being like it meets. Do we make it skinnier? And like overlay like that? Or do we have it flow like that? And then maybe this line, just so we separate it a little bit. We could go all the way. I've seen myself do this a lot though with some of the other ones where I have like 3/4 turns. Hold up, let's see. What did it look like before? What did I have before this? It's kind of higher. It's at like just above. Just above. That's not bad. And then I always had the idea of like making it multiple feathers. But maybe simple's better. Because that is kind of like the overall design anyway. A little less realism, a little more simplicity. Now, are we happy with the feet? I wonder if I should have like more of a tummy on them because they're kind of like more rounder looking. Let's give us a flip again, guys. Make sure we get this lined up. I don't dislike that. I'm gonna retry drawing this side profile. We're gonna call this side. And then center line. Okay, now let's do, this will be 3/4, I think is what they call it. Alright, we got the right brush size. So let's draw on the head circle first. Oh, that's a bit big. Telling you, drawing perfect circles is the hardest thing. Okay, that's probably pretty darn good. Alright, so it's gonna be facing. Show duck, it's gonna be facing. 3. There we go. Let me put a center line down this one as well. Let me measure that so I'm not just eyeballing it. That's pretty good. I'm gonna lower the opacity on that. Okay. Go back to this brush. So the neck slightly tilts back. We're probably gonna do something like this. I'll make it a little bit thinner. And then we get the front. And it ends about in the upper section here. The upper of the second half of the head. I'm gonna add more weight on the back section. And then the arms start there. And I did like the idea of having the arms kind of just always be like kind of push forward more. Oops. Alright guys. Let's put on something a little more upbeat. This is a playlist Joe sent me. Okay. But I'm not happy with those arms. Let's put a little more weight towards the back here. Just arm. And the wrist starts the blue. Oh, wait a minute. I think we want to have the arms. I have the arms a lot longer on this original duck. Kind of looks like our fingertips would end. Actually, be like fingertips would end there. Yeah, because you know, like ducks have pretty long wings. So we get a little. It's usually how I give them 3 fingers. And then we give them a little elbow. Although, would we see? Guys, we need to do more hand studies. I think we would actually see probably less of the front than what I'm drawing. Here we go. Okay, so the fingertips come down to here. Oh, I did it too far, guys. My goodness, this is hard. I mean, I didn't think this was gonna be easy, but man. You realize how much, like, consistently drawing, proportionally, how difficult it is when you start switching up the angles and you're not familiar. With this finger. Question is, do I even want to give them, like, much of an elbow? Well, I guess birds' wings, they do have almost like what you would call an elbow. But I think I want to keep it more subtle. Just a little bit more like a curve, like how they did Pooh Bear's arms up there. And it connects in the back. Maybe something more like that. I don't know why I'm struggling with these hands down here. That's a thumb. I think I usually have it get a little bit smaller before it comes into the hand. That's how I've noticed how I draw it. There we go. Okay, let's put in one leg. So it's gonna be closer to the front. Probably a bit more like there. I should probably make a guideline for how I want to do the feet. But will I do that? That's a really good question. Okay, so this foot actually would stick more like that. This one like ish. Let's fix this side foot on this other duck back here. And come out. Be like here. And the other foot. 5 point. Outward a little bit more. Now, we need to put the tail. Oh, shoot. On our, there we go. On our 3/4. So the tail comes up above and does a little curve. And I think on the 3/4 we'll have it like that. You think I made it too wide on the front one? I think I may have. I was having some issues with making everything too wide. Like, what if it was a bit more that shape? The arms. Just gonna erase that out. Put it on this layer. Well, it's not enough. There we go. It's kind of cute. And then for the arms, I think I ended up a little too detailed on this one. I think we just want to do very basic bend shape. Okay. Guys, are we cooking? I think we are. This doesn't look terrible. I think this is gonna be nice to have, you know, when I'm working on doing maybe some more like diverse like side angles and stuff. It's gonna be really helpful. Alright, let's put the cheek in so it comes up in the center. This one here. I've definitely drawn a lot of 3/4 angles of the ducks. But this is gonna be a nice little guide. Okay, so the top of the bill starts there. We're going to want to balance this out. Let me erase out some of this so we can see better. I think I may have made the cheeks come out too far for this turn. You know what I mean? And then also, let me grab this soft brush again. Like yesterday I left some of these lines in, which are nice to have as a guide for what was going on underneath, just to visually help me. And then I feel like I made a mistake with the neck there. Would it be more like, because the neck's kind of like tilted back. I think we're gonna be going like that's actually kind of cute. I kind of like the like ramp head kind of tilted back pose. Should I start redesigning the eyes? Because I really like the way I did that one. where I kind of like angled it more like this. And the groundhog one I was working on, like, would that be cute? Like, we'll still keep it flat, but I like the idea of it being turned a little. I guess it kind of looks like an alien's eyes, but it's kind of cute and angle. Maybe we're just a little more subtle with it. Though I do feel like at this point the eyes I have been doing are kind of like a signature thing. It's simple, it's effective. I think I need to bring this over more. Tell you what, guys, tomorrow I can't wait to just watch TV shows and yeah, do nothing. I am ready for the weekend. I also finished all the recording and editing for the Silly Ducks, which is amazing. Feels so good to have that done. So now I have those done up into the second week of February, so I can focus more on some of my other stuff. What do y'all think? Let me go back to the first one we got here. I think I need to make the bill wider. You know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't. Let me make sure we got that centered. Doesn't quite represent how I do it on the other ones. We're down here. Now on the 3/4, I think I drew the bottom of the eyes up a little too high because it's usually, oops, don't want to do that. It's about there. I wonder though, on this 3/4 one, if I should be making him a little bit wider. You know, I feel like I didn't quite capture. What if we took that? Out just a little wider. We gotta make it a little cuter, you know? And I feel like if we make it too skinny, like, it's not gonna look very. Also, should we just leave? Maybe I'm gonna leave. We don't fully connect up into the shoulder on that side. We do. I just need to like trim this down. And then also maybe tuck that hand behind more. Let's just delete this hand for a second. I feel like it's distracting me. Just for a wee bit of time. Just gonna extend that out. Just a little bit. back to my old eraser. Can clean this up a little bit. That I do not dislike. Okay, cool. And then maybe, like, what if we widened out down here before it cuts into the bottom of the belly? That feels better. Okay, the thumb. Maybe this finger. That might probably be here. Yeah, I think I had it sticking out too much. I think we gotta flip it, guys. It's the only way we're gonna know we gotta flip this thing. Oh, that's all the layers. My bad. Apparently I drew some layers over there. Make sure I get this centered up here. Yeah. This isn't bad. I think I'm noticing about the side one over here. Is that the feet are coming up too high. Let me just delete that. Let's draw the foot behind it first. Which does not come any further than this. Probably only catch that side. And this one would come. Yeah, this is so storming hard. Side. Try to imagine. Stay relatively flat. Because we are seeing it from such an extreme angle. Well, that looks terrible. But I'm not gonna worry too much about that right now since we're supposed to be focusing on the one in the middle. I gotta stay focused, guys. Merge these layers. This isn't actually too bad either. I do feel like, let me just fix this little head here just a wee bit. Just fix this angle. I think the bottom of the cheek need to come up there a little bit. I do like how we decided to do the tail. I think it needs to be sticking, like pointing more pointy on this 3/4 angle than I had. Because I realized I got that on this one. Okay, now the question is, perhaps, let's go to the side one. Maybe we need to make the duck even like wider or bigger. Because we don't want to skimp out. Because it almost looks like the duck is really small from the side. They're just like super wide in the front. Not sure if like the accuracy there is exactly how I want it to be. That feels a little better. Let me flip. Somehow I have like... The center was about here, I think. You measure that, yeah. That still feels good. Am I happy with the legs? Let me make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. I think I needed to thicken them up a little. Can't be too thin. It has to hold up all their weight. Okay. Let me look at this on my other monitor. Maybe it's the 3/4 one that looks too... I think it's this weird shoulder we got going on. Because we don't have... I don't want it to have too, like, broad of shoulders. It's not a football player duck, so... Let me sharpen his tail a little. That feels better. That feels better. Okay, maybe it's just the shoulders that were throwing me off, guys. Okay, now looking back to the front one. Hold up. I gotta make sure I should probably do it tonight. So we're gonna get snow and I don't want the power to go out while I'm doing it, but I need to back up all my files because it's been a little bit since I've done that. I highly recommend, guys, very regularly backing up your work files and stuff onto a hard drive just so you have another copy of them. Because you never know what might happen to your computer. And, like, if something terrible happens and, like, your house catches on fire, don't try to drag your PC out. Just grab your tiny hard drive. Like, the rest can be replaced. Unless the fire is really bad, guys. Don't stop for your hard drive, but if you have time... This is probably all really terrible advice. Don't take fire safety advice from an artist. Y'all know we would probably sacrifice our lives trying to keep our work from getting burned up. So probably not the world's best advice. I feel like we're getting like the Da Vinci. I'm doing like the Da Vinci arm. The arm 2. Arm 1. Let's do green. It's alright. It's okay. The thumb actually will probably come. You can see a bit more of that shape on there. Hold on, let me go back to the arm too. Also, that one's a little unrealistic because it wouldn't be able to come that far. Like straight down. Yeah, maybe instead of numbering these, I'm just gonna say the color because that's how they're gonna be. Arm green. Arm blue. And just arm. We're just gonna say red, I guess. Alright, let me save this. These look pretty good, guys. I think we're cooking. We're doing good. I do wonder if I like the head shape. Like, did I make them too wide? Like, compared to how I normally draw them? Maybe? Especially on the 3/4. Like, I almost want to like bring it out and then come straight down faster. That's usually how I end up doing it. It just doesn't look. It looks a little bit wonky. Like maybe more like that. And then we would bring this cheek in a little bit. Something like that. Yep. That looks better. Okay, cool. I was like, do I need to redraw this? Although I do feel like I need to keep the eyebrows consistent. So we'll do them like that here. Let me go back to the center one. Just be regular. Doesn't help, I have the Pooh Bear reference here above the head. Okay. Put these in properly. See how much like wider the head is? But I feel like the wider one might be the better one. Although, how do I normally? Probably actually not like that one. Maybe I just need to like cut this more. There we go. I'll bring this in a little bit. Definitely struggling still with some inconsistencies. This would come up. Not bad. I think it's because we're to have it slope up more, I think. But I actually like it better on the 3/4. Granted, the one straight on is the one I did first. And sometimes when I'm drawing the ducks, I will, like, depending on the character design, like, I'll exaggerate. I'll make, like, the cheeks bigger or smaller, depending on whatever it calls for. So, these don't have to be set in stone rules. But a reference point. So here's also what I'm thinking, is the bill shouldn't, the sides of the bill should never go past. Probably like the center of the eye. I notice I don't ever do that. And so that makes me wonder here on the side view, like maybe I do need to have this come in. And it would just be like very subtle, because if we have a measure down from there, that's about how it would be. I don't think that's wrong. I don't think it's wrong. Make this eye a little bit bigger. For some reason the eyes feel so much, they're much taller. All right, this is why we gotta make a line for this. Eye height. G. I am really dyslexic today, guys. Muscle memory. That's what I have to go with. That still don't look right. All right, well, you know what? It doesn't matter because I understand what I meant. Thankfully, you guys can't see my layers tab. Otherwise, you'd be like, does she know how to read? This is like... Clearly the eyes are off on a lot of them. So technically, it should be... It should stop here. But I kind of like the bigger eyes, so maybe I should have stuck with the height of the 3/4 one. I like it when the eyes are really big. More expressive, you know. Gives you that nice cartoon look. I don't know why, but this is gonna look really, really small over here. That helped it feel a little bit better, a little more balanced. How do you play on the center one? Let's go back to that center. I need to make the eyes stand more parallel. I think that's the difference. Okay, that's better. Would you say that's like 1/3? 1/3 down from the top of the head? Give or take? Probably. Let's take this side view and rotate it again. Not that way. I was flipping it. Although technically it should stay actually this way. Let me just flip the text. Bill is half of head width. Okay, that's a good note to have. Let's put in a note for the eye height. I don't know if you'd say that's 1/3. That's more like, it's like just above half. Top is just above half. These look pretty good, guys. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be really helpful. I do like how we decided to do the tail. I feel happy with it. I'm satisfied with that design. We're gonna do something about the feet because I feel like the feet are still an issue. I'm trying to decide. It's too much bigger the feet are. In that first one, I did like the idea of doing bigger feet just because I thought it was cuter, especially like on the Donald Duck studies we were doing. Like I really liked how big they made his feet. So like how can we do that but keep the balance of the character? I think we have to bring these feet back a little more. You know what I mean? And then how would that look then from a side point of view? Like, is it gonna look super awkward? Like, will they be leaning forward? Maybe we show like some of the back. Like we get like a heel type thing going on. You know? Something like that. Doesn't necessarily have to be 100% realistic. I do like the bigger flippers. I don't know. I don't want to go past like the chest. Then I feel like the balance would be really weird. So it would probably come out at an angle anyway, actually. It's like toe there. And then we'd see a bit of the heel there. And make the leg a little skinnier. Okay, then we have to imagine this foot's slightly out this direction. Be more like that. That's pretty flat. So we're not actually gonna be seeing that much. The bottom. Yeah, I took this one too much. And then this one, I actually probably would see some of bit more like that. And then maybe we soften out the edges more. Like maybe we don't want to do the toes as... I think I did this all in one layer. Yeah, I did. Soften them out, the curves a little bit. A little less pointy. I don't hate that. Alright, do we just call it on these and move on to the next project? Because I feel like, you know, if you look at them too long, you start to feel like you're going crazy, so... I think that's what we do, we call it. We got 2 extra poses done, really, so... pretty darn good. So yesterday we were working on, let me open it. We were working on 2 more ducks for February. And we were doing holiday themed ones. So Groundhog Day, we were working on filling this one. And then I also have a Valentine's Day one up here that we're gonna do. This duck is definitely anti-love day and is smashing a Valentine's Day cake. But we're not doing that one yet. We're gonna work on the fills for this one, which we didn't get all the way through. I wasn't like I wouldn't say I'm 100% happy with this font. I like it white a little bit better, actually. I almost feel like it should be, the font should be brown. You know? Maybe that's the way. What if we did like a warmish? That's a little too bright. We could put something behind it. For now it works though. We'll find a better font. I need to just work on. So we had like these little patches of snow because it's kind of like the start. The groundhog like decides, you know, when spring's gonna come or if winter's gonna last longer than it normally does. So I thought doing like snow and like fresh spring grass together would kind of like help symbolize spring a little bit better. All right, so we were doing the top hat. So here's a question, guys. Groundhogs are like brown, but I want people to know that this is not a groundhog. So I was gonna color it just like a standard white duck with orange bill, just because like on the internet that's most recognizable. But then I was like, that's kind of bland. So I thought about like like two-tone coloring. And so we might mess around with that. But I think what I'll do is I'll start with white, like an off-white color, do the orange bill, and then maybe add some like brown down like around in like this area. Do some browns in here. And then possibly we could shade this whole section brown as well. Kind of giving like chipmunk. So I don't know. Because I just want to make sure like people can tell it's a duck. So especially since I decided to put the nose like that on. I'm like, is it looking too much? Is it too much like a groundhog? And not enough like a duck? So we're gonna find out. It's kind of nice off-white color. Let's do some shading on this. So we're gonna get our highlights up here on the face, tops of the cheeks, and then down the shoulders, but there. Do 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 do. Alright, so now we want to... Usually I like to go into the more reddy shades when I do shading on white. This kind of brings it to life more. Kind of like when you do portraits and you shade those. Okay. This isn't too bad. Put a little here on the neck. A little more there, and then where the hat comes across. That's gonna shade some of the face. And I think I'll do a little in the ears. And on this side. Do a little bit of an in-between. Blend these out a little. I like to keep the edges pretty soft. Okay, let's put in... This will be... I'm gonna call it fur, even though it should be feathers. And then we're gonna do bill. The bill layer. Just usually go with a pretty in-between orange shade. And then we can mess around with it. Let's do the teeth on another layer. Okay, let's do some highlights. Highlight the top, and then I usually get down to the red shades for the shadowing. I like keeping it pretty vibrant in the shading areas. I just like giving it a little bit more life. I don't do that. Maybe like this. Get a little lighter. Then we come more into our yellows to hit those really high highlights. And it looks like put the teeth in. He's like an off-white again. Probably gonna want to hit these with highlights pretty strong because I don't want them to blend in with the character too much. I want them to kind of stand out. I want it to be really obvious. And then for the bill, how do we build in the nose a little? Like that. And down here around the lips. Okay, that's not bad. It's growing on me actually. Maybe we just do it that way. Did I feel the eyes on one of these layers, guys? I didn't, but like I could go a tiny bit whiter. That's also, I've started where I actually shade the eyes just a little bit. Just because they're not bright white the whole way through. That's actually really cute. Maybe on this one we would add like little, yeah, they do it on anime characters often, like that white spot, like an eye sparkle. That's usually what I call it. You do something like that. We also need to add some color to the top hat. Should we do... I mean, I think it's pretty standard to do red. But we could do... We could do any color we wanted. Like, do I want to tie it in? Oh, we could do red and I could make the flowers red in the background. That's a possibility. Or we do something with a little... We could do yellow. Yellow is a happy color. And then the flowers in the background could be yellow. And like white. I feel like the yellow goes... Let's play around with this. Actually, green's kind of cute. I feel like if it's orange, it's kind of weird. But red's hard to beat because I feel like that's kind of what we all expect it to be. So maybe we just stick with red, guys. But maybe like a cooler red. I guess that'd be like pink. Yo, Sarah, welcome. We are working on the Groundhog deck again. I was trying to decide what color to make the band on the hat, but I ended up just going with red. It seemed the most natural. Let's just put this there, lighten it up a little. You like the red? Okay, cool. Yo, I'm glad you joined, Sarah. I'm like falling asleep. Like, I need someone to talk to. Friday's hitting hard, you know what I mean? I'm like, I just want to sleep all weekend. Alright, what layer is this? Oh, that's the snow. Let me name this layer. Snow. Grass. sky. And background fill layer. Let's put in the flowers. Same, yeah. We need the weekend. I'm like, I just want to watch TV all day tomorrow. And for like the first Sunday in forever, I'm not gonna have that much work, which is gonna be amazing. Because mostly Sunday, I spend like all day recording and editing. So I'm gonna have like an actual full weekend off, pretty much. So it's gonna be nice. All right, let's do these flowers. Have you watched any more of the K-drama? I haven't, Sarah. I was trying to like finish up. I was like down to the last like 20 minutes on like 2 different shows. And I was like, Emma, I have this bad habit of where I will get to like the last, you know, like 20 minutes of a show and then I'm afraid to end it because I'm not ready to let go of it. And so it will sit in like my watch later for like 2 weeks or more. But I pushed through it. So now that I have those out of the way, I feel ready to like jump into this new K-drama. But I'm excited. Because it does look really good. It'll be good because it's going to encourage me to pursue my language studies since it's about a translator. Okay, let's make these little flowers. We're just gonna go simple and put yellow in the center. Nothing fancy. I do feel like the dirt is kind of boring. We gotta do something with the dirt. Let's add some color to it. Maybe like this type of color though. Here we go. We had a good base going, but just needed a little more attention to detail. This might be a little oversaturated, but I like doing that. It's 49 degrees here and I'm sitting outside in shorts throwing the ball for Hazel because she has too much energy. Oh my gosh. I'm freezing, but also too lazy to put like short pants. Man, Sarah, yesterday we got to like, I think it was up to 45 degrees. And I kid you not, I was like in shorts. It was so nice. It was so warm. And then today it's back to like 30s. And I went to jump rope before stream. And I had started my like warm-up exercises in the house. So I wore shorts then. And I was like, yesterday was warm. It couldn't possibly have gotten that cold overnight. And so I jump roped my shorts and it was a mistake. I was so cold. Yeah, so I am a little bit envious, but I totally get you. Like, I was too lazy to switch into my longer pants. I was like, I'm already in these. I'm just gonna bear the cold and do it. Winter, I'm over winter, guys. It's been too much winter, that's all I'm saying. Like, I'm ready for some nice weather. February and January though, like I said that out of order. January and February are always like the coldest here, so I just have to get through these months and then it's gonna be fine. Future's gonna be okay. Okay, dirt. This dirt looks a lot better. The grass, not in love with the colors. It looks a little ugly. let's add some texture to it with this brush. Never mind. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna go a little more subtle. I think I'm just gonna be selective about how I texture this. Like around there. We're gonna have to layer up on top of this. Is what we're gonna have to do, guys. It's gonna take multiple layers. Also, Sarah, if you saw I like spam liked all your pictures on your Remy Cat account, that's because I realized I was on my other like main like personal Instagram account, and I was like seeing your cat pictures, and I'm like, why am I not following her on the account I'm usually on? Because I don't really use my own personal one that much. So I was like, finally did it where I followed you. So now I was like, I gotta go through and like all our posts. So now I'll be able to keep up. So I'm like, what am I doing with my life? Yes, this is looking better as we layer it in. I feel like I'm doing it. Sarah, go inside. Don't do this to yourself. Don't do it. You're gonna, although I don't think that's scientifically impossible, but you're gonna catch a cold. Also, the shorts are humbling, and I'm really seeing my legs. Sarah, that's so relatable. I feel like in winter, it's just like you just give up. It's somewhere along the road you just give up. And it's like, you know, until it's warm again, I'm not shaving. I think that's too green, guys. Let me go back to this fluffy brush. Let's go a little bit cooler shade. Oh, this is off topic, Sarah, but did you find the person in Heartopia to sell stuff to? Chat, if you haven't played Heartopia, it's a really good cozy game where you can farm, you can paint technically, you can play instruments, you can build your house and decorate your house, you can have pets. It's like everything, and it's mobile, and I think they added it recently to PC. So I was just playing before I hopped on your stream. Nice, very good. I just playing some potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Very good. I want to get my gardening hobby up. Same. It takes a hot minute to level that. I'm only level, I think I may have just gotten a 4, and I've been like trying to grind away to like get more plants and stuff. It's taking a lot longer than I thought it would. Like this, I need to be patient. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I'm just gonna shade around the snow a little bit. Like that would cast a shadow, and I should probably do that around the dirt. Maybe I grab. Oh, let's use this splatter brush a little. I do like this brush, guys. Maybe not there. Let's darken up in here a little. Probably go a little darker than that. Oh, too dark. Okay. Then we're gonna lighten up. Just a little here. right, that I feel better about. Maybe we just add some of that texture to the dirt too. Since we're kind of rolling with that texture, I do like it. Do 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 do. Just a little highlight. Okay, so the question is, I was talking about adding a second color, the groundhog, but I think I'm just gonna leave it all white how we have it. I think let's just keep it simple, you know? Let's do... Although I do think we need to make the claws darker. It's too bright. There we go. Alright, let's do the sky. Let's add some texture there. I'm gonna highlight this upper part more. Yeah, I like this texture. And then I'm gonna darken it in the cooler blues. About here. Oh, nope. Oh yes, there we go, better. I don't want to go too dark. But I do like... Are we happy with that transition back there? Maybe we got our greens darkened up and... I want to blend it more, like it just disappears up into the background. How's that look? Yeah, that feels better. Just more gentle. Okay, so now for the hard part. Because I do not like this font, but I want to have the text with it. Which means we're gonna have to go font hunting. And if y'all have done this before, you know it is a rabbit hole. Or in this case, a groundhog hole. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna brave the Adobe fonts. And we're gonna find one that speaks to us. Hold up. Let me also add some texture to the... Fear not, I have returned indoors. Very good, very good. You gotta like wrap yourself in a blanket now. In the wintertime, do you leave Hazel's coat like longer? Or, although I feel like it's pretty long as is, she's probably warm enough even with her summer length. Put the snow here. I think I need to shade this just a little more, guys. Just want a little bit darker. Just a wee bit. And then we come into here. Blend this out. I may have made it a little too dark. Just by a hair. Okay. Also, maybe I should go through and like make these grass blades a little highlighted, you know? Give them more of a role to play. It's definitely grown out a lot. She's so fluffy right now, but I'm thinking of cutting her hair sooner rather than later because she gets a lot of mats. Oh yeah. Oh, that's so true. Yeah. She's so cute. I should have sent it to you, but there's like on TikTok I saw when I was posting this morning, people do like, it's like this trend where you just take like everyday like shots from life, but you put over like suspenseful, like, what's the word they use? Like, what are those? Like a reality TV show type soundtrack, right? But like with like suspense to it. And it was a dog. It was like me recording my dog. And it looked very much like Hazel. But biasly, I would say Hazel was cuter. Her dog looked a little scary, but I think it added to the suspense. But I was like, oh, you need to do that with, you could do that with Remy or Hazel. That would be really funny. Okay, guys. Now we find the font. Let me say this file though. Hazel is the cutest. She is really cute. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to give it a stretch at some point. Oh yeah. Keep my blanket. Okay. What was I doing? Font. Font. Right. Maybe we'll look through what I have quickly one more time before we end up doing... Remy would def fit the suspenseful thriller music vibes. Yeah, she would. Honestly, that would probably be amazing. I feel like that would definitely fit her. Especially if you took like shots of her in the dark where it's like her eyes glowing. I just sent you a pic of her from this morning. Hold up, let me check. Chat. I always stop for pictures of animals. Oh, Spotify's telling me BTS recently announced a show near you. I know. You have to be living under a rock to not know. Let me see. Aw. Sarah, can I show chat Hazel? Gotta get permission from Sarah first, guys. Oh wait, okay guys. Wait. Here's Hazel. This is Sarah's dog. She's so cute. She's like taking a nap after romping around in the cold. I feel like, you remember when we were kids, you'd be out like playing in the snow and you're just like dead tired, and when you would come in, like sitting down and just like, you'd almost want to take a nap, but you wouldn't, and it's like your body would be so comfortable, just like you just feel like worn out and ready to chill. She was begging for a piece of apple I was eating. Does she likes eating fruit and stuff? Or is she like, Annabelle will beg for things and then you'll give it to her and she'll be like, ew. But like, so she doesn't realize it's bad until you give it to her. So is Hazel similar? Okay guys, font wise, maybe I'm overthinking the font. This is kind of cute. She loves apples but does not love green beans. Oh, interesting. I feel like we had a dog that ate green beans. It may have been Lady. She liked them. She would like pull the corn off the stalks that were growing and she would eat them. Always remember that about her. Okay, let's make it blue. Okay, no wait. We're gonna make it brown again. We're gonna make it brown. But we're gonna put something behind it. Maybe like a cloud. Maybe something like that. But what if it was like a speech bubble? I don't know. Maybe just stick with the cloud. Oh, the indecisiveness is strong with me today. Let's just leave it like this for now. I hate to say this, but the more I stare at the front of my question, if I know how to spell groundhog. Okay, so I'm gonna double check it now, but I had the calendar next to me when I wrote it the first time, and this is how it was written on the calendar. So unless the calendar was wrong, I mean, typos happen. Let me Google it again. It's like one of those words that trip you up. Okay. According to Google Sensei, Groundhog. Okay, I got it. It's right. It's tough. All I see is the terrible part, Sarah, is like that happens to me too, because that's a German word, isn't it? I don't think you can put the ing on the end. But Grund means like reason in German. So my brain's definitely seeing that as well. So it could be Riesenhog in German. I mean, okay, so yesterday I Googled this, Sarah, but a woodchuck and a groundhog are the same thing. Didn't know that. It's just like regionally, people call them different things. But I was like, Happy Woodchuck Day? That could be a thing. I think we're gonna call it on this one, guys. For now, and we're gonna work on the Valentine's Day one. We'll come back to coloring this later because I'm not totally in love with the background. But it could be just because I've been staring at it too long and I just need to let it, you know, just let it marinate in the back of my mind. Okay, so here we have a very unhappy duck on Love Day. This is my spirit duck. And they are going to smash this Valentine's Day cake. Alright, I'd say that's probably good. Let's put this into a group. And lower the opacity. And we're gonna start with, we could start drawing the cake. Okay, let's do that because that's the part I'm least excited to draw. Start with the worst, you know. Oops, I renamed the wrong layer. We need another file. This will be cake layers. We'll go in here. Okay, we got 45. Let's do, I think we were doing 40 was our pretty much our standard for these. What we might do is change the line work to be like a dark red. It would be kind of fun to make, well, the cake will be pink. We can make the hammer pink. Guys, start thinking about what color we should make this duck. Because there are a lot of different duck breeds, and I'm tired of just doing white ducks. So we gotta think of one. Because the duck I did, the running duck, that was really fun. It was like a brown paint horse looking, but on a duck. Like, we gotta diversify the ducks. Alright, let's thicken up these lines a little bit. I don't usually use the symmetry tool, but there is no way I'm gonna get this looking right. At least on the sides and stuff, unless I use some digital assistance. So I'm cheating, guys. You caught me. I like the two-tone ducks. Oh, like the ones we have that are like black and then they have like the white, kind of like, it looks like a bib on the front of them. Is that the kind like you're talking about, or The males are usually cool because in the apple yard they're like brown, and then they have like black on the wings, and then like their heads are green, which is kind of cool. It's almost like a tritone. I think we would be seeing, guys, the top back section of this cake a little. Let me turn off symmetry. We're just gonna put the icing in. I guess the more organic this is, actually, the better. Yeah, or kind of like the one you did for the Y2K collection with the head and a different color from the body. Bro, I drew those and I'm gonna have to... Hold up, guys. Let's pull up... Let's pull up the Y2K duck collection. I'm glad you mentioned that, Sarah, actually, because... Alright, I have that folder open. I did draw each of those ducks in different color variations. Okay, so let's do... Bum, bum, bum. Give me a second. I pull up my portfolio. I have them conveniently in there. Alrighty. Loading. Loading. Here we go. Okay. Alright, chat. This is the Y2K duck collection. Okay. So this one here in the 1999 t-shirt, this is Kevin. This we're getting two-tone. That was, what duck breed was that? Shoot. It was like, was it, is there like an East Indian duck? Is that a breed? I want to say it was the one of the males. Oh, wait. There's a khaki Campbell. It may have been the male of that. And they had like a dark brown on the top. This one also, this was a Saxony. This is, I think I named this one Josh. I think. Actually, this may have been, was this a Cayuga? I know the one here on the right. For sure I did that one as a Cayuga. Guys, I should know my duck breeds better than this. But Sarah, did you mean the one here, this girl in the purple top? Cause that one's pretty darn cute. She's actually one of my favorites. I actually have her printed out. I was like, I gotta have this one. I kind of want to get the skateboard one printed out for my wall art. I think the purple top was the one I was thinking of, the top of my head, but honestly, all of them are fun. Yeah, honestly, I know. I was really happy with how these turned out. I was like, wasn't sure how to do the feathers, like texture wise, to make it look nice, but I think it worked out. All right, so maybe we'll reference one of these. Maybe we do her because she was pretty cute. We might do that, guys. All right. I'll keep those pulled up here. All right, back to the icing. And then we can do the fun stuff. Okay. Oh no, I gotta draw a perfect heart. Okay, I can do this. Guys, I'm gonna use a symmetry tool because drawing a perfect heart is really hard. Oh dear. It's even hard with help. That's better. I usually like when hearts aren't super thin. Like they look cuter when you make them wider. We can fix it up a little. Okay, then I put an arrow through it. Oh, I drew that on the wrong layer. We're gonna leave it, guys. I know I drew it on the wrong layer, but we're gonna leave it. It just means we can't move it. It's pretty much, that's centered, right? Not 100% actually. I think it needs to go a little to the right. Why am I like this? It's the never-ending saga of a digital artist, though. The way we be drawing on the wrong layers all the time. Alright, so the arrow we have to make sure is on the... First I'm gonna do is just draw a straight line. Just gonna do it here. And then we can trace out the center. How did I do the tail? It went like this. Oh dear. Huh. Why are we struggling? We gotta make it longer. So it looks like it's shot through it. Shot through the heart, and you're to blame. Sorry, I sang that yesterday, guys. I just keep thinking of it. How's that look? That gets the job done, right? What if I should add icing to the back section? Oh, no wonder. That was a size 45 brush. I'm like, no wonder it looked really chunky. Actually, we're gonna leave it like that. I just feel like I want to thicken up these lines. The back side. Okay, one more thing. One more thing. One more thing. Just draw the center. I forgot to draw the cake plate. I'm also gonna turn on smoothing. That's how much of a cheater I am. There we go. Okay, cool. Plate. Arrow. I definitely spelled arrow with 2 O's instead of 2 R's. That's alright. And I don't want to do the font. We gotta do the font, guys. Alright. Steady hand. Here we go. I'm gonna make this 25. Happy. 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 Oh my lord. Yo, why am I so nervous? It's the fear of making mistakes. I don't really like that Y. You know what? I think we should just go all caps. Because we're really excited. Sometimes I like the way caps look anyway. Happy. Oh my lord. We did it. I'm just gonna arc this a little. Because the cake is arced a little bit. It bothers me that it's touching. Alright. Let me Google this again. Make sure I got Valentine's Day spelled right. Valentines. Okay, here we go. B. V. Hey. Give me a V. Give me an A. That's why I looked at the screen, Sarah. Like, is Sarah still listening? 'Cause I'm pretty sure she's gonna be thinking what I'm thinking. B-A-L. Hey, yo, we taking L's. B-A-L-E. Oh, wait. We're gonna do all caps down here, too? Why is this the hardest part, guys? This is why I was like, let's do the cake first. This is not fun. Alan. Oh my goodness, I'm sweating while doing this. Oh. Oh, okay, T. Okay, we got T. I. Capital I's don't look as good as small I's, though. It's my biased opinion about letters. N. Ah, okay. E. Oh my gosh. Come on. E. Apostrophe. S. You know, that funny thing, guys, is like writing in English, it like terrifies me, if I'm being honest. Like, it stresses me out, and you would not expect someone like me to be the kind of person who would be studying languages, but here I am. I think there's a big part of me that wants to prove that I'm not an idiot, and so I'm like, I need to succeed. But I'm kind of past that point because I've actually done a lot of like learning and research about English, and it turns out I'm not actually that stupid, and neither are dyslexics. It's just the English language is really messed up. Because I googled like what languages is dyslexia most prevalent in, and it was English and French. And that's because French and English have really like nonsensical spellings that don't align with the pronunciations. And so I'm gonna blame it on English rather than blaming it on myself. Because when I was more like, granted my German spelling is not that great right now, but even in like Spanish and German, their spellings make more sense with like the pronunciation, and I've had a much easier time. Yeah, and also with like Japanese doesn't, they use like the kanji, but even if you're writing in the hiragana, like the pronunciations, there aren't letters there that don't have a purpose. That's kind of how it works. But in English, there you have a lot of like, you don't pronounce these, or sometimes when you want to make the sound, you use these letter combinations, but sometimes you don't have to, and you just have to memorize it. And so learning languages has helped me realize that I'm not stupid. English is stupid. And I could say that because I'm a native speaker. So I'm just gonna say it. That's how I feel about English. I would like to ask someone though who had to learn English, like, but also have tried to learn other languages, is like, I feel like English is a language that's pretty safe to make mistakes in, and that like you don't have to speak it that well for English people, like natives, to understand you. But I could be wrong. So I would really like to hear the perspective of someone who had to learn English as well as another language, and kind of which one they felt like the most comfortable making mistakes in, and they feel like they could just kind of like get by easiest in. Because when I think of English, there's so many things are a lot more simple, especially since you don't have like genders, which you have in Spanish and German, and in like Russian I think there's like 4. So like those languages are a lot harder, And then there's like all the different endings. I know English has some different endings, but I feel like our verbs are easier too. I don't know, but I feel like that would be interesting to hear input from someone who had to learn English. Like, I would love to know what the experience is like. Because it isn't until you learn a language, like someone who has learned English is gonna know way more about English than me. Like, I know I was supposed to be paying attention during like grammar studies in school because I did study all that, but it's like I had no reason to remember those. But when you're learning a language, you're like, you need to remember those, otherwise you can't use it. But when you grow up speaking the language, like even right now, if I didn't know how to read or write, I could still speak just as well and just fine. So yeah, there's that. I don't know. There's my language rant for the day. Sheesh. Just gonna make this cake a little bit wider. And a plate. All right, we're done with the hard part. I gotta like shake off my wrists. Drawing these fonts was really hard. The D in day is too big though. Hold up. Oh, come on. Just a little bigger, not that much smaller. This is what I hate when it does the snapping. Oh, I'm a patient woman. I swear I am. Okay. Now we're gonna do the fun part, which is drawing the duck. Also, coloring this one is gonna be really fun. Let's move that up just a little bit. Okay. And this is day. This is happy. And Valen. See, like, I feel like we say Valentine's Day. I don't know how you guys pronounce it, but I say Valen. But it's Valen. Like, E-N. So again, like, that word may not even have English origins, actually. I don't know. Could be borrowed from another language. Alright. Enough ranting about language struggles. Let's do this. Let's draw the head. Alright, we're gonna start with the bill, actually. I think I got smoothing on still. I was like, why does that feel weird? All right, what time are we? We're almost 4:30. Okay, cool. We got time. Let's go until 5, and then we're gonna work on the paint study we did of Annabelle yesterday. I think I'm gonna make this look a little... Like, I don't always do the beak or the bill a perfect oval. Like, in this case, I want him to look extra grouchy, so I've kind of stretched it a little. And one thing I've noticed from, like, the Disney designs is, like, it's not a design flaw. It's just you trying to, like, exaggerate the features to help tell story. Even though it may not have been how it was proportionally done in the character sheet. So I'm like, okay, cool. I can deviate a little. It's allowed. Now should I have the hair stick up from the back? Speaking of hair, I'm thinking of dyeing mine. I wanted to dye it black again because it's really fading into like brown as it grows out. But I was like, they have like a deep red color I was like, that might be nice. So I think I might try that. I did that once. I used what's it called? Henna? Yeah, I used that to actually dye my hair. Which is nice because it's like it's not no chemicals and stuff. But man, it was really hard to rinse it out because once it like dried, I forgot how long I had to leave it on. It's been a couple years since I did that. I think that was like 2022. But it was a nightmare to get out. But it looked really nice and it didn't like, it doesn't damage your hair at all. Granted, it did smell really strong. Like, I don't know if you've ever used henna to like do like temporary tattoos, you guys know what it smells like. So like my hair smelled like that for a hot minute. But it was pretty. But my hair, so like if I grow my hair long, naturally the ends will be actually fairly light. Much lighter than like it is up here. And so it picked up the red tones a lot better, but I don't think if I did henna on what I have now, it would even really show up. So I might just go with like the deeper, darker red on the just like regular hair, like box hair dye. Which is honestly so easy to use. Like I've done my hair black 3 times now, I think. So I'm like, well, I might as well try something different. And if it turns out terrible, then I'll just get black and I'll put black over it. Because that's the color I wanted anyway. At some point, I would love to get my hair bleached. Like light enough so that I could do fun colors again. While it's short before I grow it long. But we're gonna see. It costs so much and I don't want to do it on my own again. Well, I didn't actually do it on my own. Fun fact, everyone. I had Sarah and my sister Rose do it the first time I had like, it was about a little past shoulder length. I think that was like 2020 I did it. Maybe 2021. But I did have them like bleach my hair and that was really fun. Now I'd like to do it again, but it was so like I didn't want to fry my hair because I didn't know how to do it like properly. So I definitely learned some things. I bought like really like I forget what it's called. I don't think I have it anymore. But like there's different strengths to the bleach. It was 2019, I think, which is, bro, that is crazy. Okay, guys, 2019. I had them bleach my hair. But I used like weaker bleach because I was afraid that I was gonna fry my hair. So poor Sarah and Rose, I made them do it like 3 or 4 times as I slowly like lifted like the shades of my hair to lighter and lighter. It took a hot minute. Yeah. So I think I could do it in probably like 2 sessions. My hair actually held up pretty well. I was really good about putting like coconut oil on it right afterwards and like keeping it super like protected so it didn't dry out. But you know, live and learn. But now it's like Sarah said, it was 2019. That's been like 7 years. So I don't remember a whole lot of what I even bought. I guess I could check I think I got it on Amazon. But it is a little scary bleaching hair. And I also, so when I had them do it, I did just like kind of like the ends. And it wasn't like all the way up. It was up pretty high, but it wasn't touching my scalp. And I would really like to actually bleach all the way. But I'm scared about having the bleach touch my skin. Like, I think I wanna hire someone, like pay someone to do it. Not hire someone. I don't know what the right English word is for that. Get it done professionally somewhere, but I think I would do it like if I was able to get like a job at a studio or something where I'd have a stable income, then I would do it. Because then I could count on like money each week. But you know, when you're you're never sure when you're gonna get your next job when you're kind of freelancing like this. So I don't want to spend money on my hair because it could be the only money I make for the next 4, 5, 6 months. So we're gonna hold off, which is why we have the next best thing, which is box dye, and we just do it black, which is still a great color. Or we do like a really, really dark red, which will probably look black from a distance, but when the light hits it, it's gonna have that red shade. Actually, let's lift this finger a little higher. Do 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 do. I should probably draw the closest finger first, actually. I did not do a very good job of drawing the hands underneath here as a guide. I'm gonna regret this when I have to record the finished version for my shorts and reels. Okay, that's probably good enough. This would be like the thumb. Hold up. How's that look on the other monitor? I think we need to zoom out a little, guys. You probably just actually see the top of it. And then we see a little of the thumb on this side, on the other hand. Alright, let's do the hammer. Actually, I don't know if we would see then. Try and pretend this line comes through here. Here's the bottom. Come on, Emma. You can draw a cylinder. Yes. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that down here. And then I actually think these need to be pulled back a little bit. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense because it'd be like the hands are super thin. There we go. And then I'm just gonna straighten out this edge a little. Alright, so that I'm just gonna call it the handle. We're gonna do the top separate. And our head. There we go. Do, 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 do. Okay, I'm gonna sound old. Sarah, I wanted to tell you the story, so it's good if you're here. So yesterday, you know how I was at the dentist getting my cavity filled? I felt so old, guys, because I was born in 1999. And so like this dude walked by and he was like talking to the receptionist people and he was like scheduling an appointment. And she was like asking like his like name or whatever and then date of birth, and he said 1995. And I was like, that's only 4 years before I was born. And I was like, my first perception of the guy was that he was like an older, like late 30s. I was like an old person, right? And then it hits me. I'm like, bro, he's like barely too much older than me. I'm like, I'm 26. And I just felt so old. I'm like, I need to come to the realization that like people around my age are like, they're 30, they're almost 30. And I'm just like, I'm not ready to be in my 30s. Yeah, it was humbling, Sarah. It was humbling. So I don't know if anybody else can relate, but it just hits you. Not that I think people in their 30s are old, but I think when you're in your teens and your early 20s, like your perception, honestly your whole life, like your perception of what a 30-year-old person is like a for sure, like life together, like mature adult. You know what I mean? And then as you near 30 and you're not hitting those bars, you're just like, what even am I? It's almost like identity crisis. Yeah, it was a very strange moment. That's why I have to keep dyeing my hair, guys, because as it starts to get gray, you know your girl's gonna be in denial. We're just gonna hide the grays. Yeah, but I thought it was pretty funny. I was like, I think Sarah would get a kick out of that story. I'm like, that old man. 95. Oh my word. When did I get so old, guys? It's funny though, I was kind of like talking to my mom about like aging and stuff, and it's like hard. Sometimes you don't like realize how old you are. And we were watching like old family videos, and she was seeing her mom around the same age that she is now in the videos. And we're just kind of talking about how like it's interesting how you can age, and it's like we have this idea that we're gonna feel different when we're old, right? But like, unless I guess you have dementia, right? But like if you're sound of mind as you like really age, like older and older, like 60s, 70s, from what my experience of like people I've talked to is, you don't feel like an old person in your mind. It's like your body falls apart. I don't know. It's like it's almost like sad. It's like it's one of those things you can't do anything about. Age is inevitable. But it's just interesting hearing like people talk about, because like as I near 30, like I expected it to feel different. So it makes me wonder, like, how am I gonna feel when I'm going on 60, going on 70? You know what I mean? Like what's gonna be different about myself? I don't know. Just some thoughts for food, you know what I mean? All right. We're gonna focus on this duck though, guys. I feel like I always get into like, that's not really like philosophical, but it is a little. I think if I had to think of one thing that I feel like, because like as I age, I'm like, well, how much different, Emma, do you feel like you are from where you were 10, 15 years ago? And I feel like there are a lot of parts of me that are actually very similar to Emma that was 16 years old. But then there's like some really fundamental things that have changed about me. But I would say like my sense of humor is the same. And a lot of the things I enjoy are still the same. Like I still enjoy creating things. I still enjoy like fantasy stories. I still love music. So like I feel like I haven't that's why I think like mentally you don't feel like you've changed that much. It's not like suddenly you never listen to music and you won't watch movies anymore. Like there are a lot of things that like I've been doing for so long and I've always enjoyed doing. So I feel like that contributes to like why you don't feel like much has changed, even though it's been like 10, 15 years, 20 years since, you know, I don't, however, whatever time limit you want to put on it. Like no matter how much older you get, like we change, but like, do we really change that much? Because it was funny, like watching, like observing my mom in these home videos is like, I never noticed it as a kid, because you don't pay too much attention to like people and like the way they talk and stuff like that. I feel like I'm more aware of that now. Maybe it's because I enjoy mental health. But it's funny, it's because like things my mom would say back then in videos, it's like she's absolutely the same now, even though she's like 25 like years older. So it's interesting. Like definitely there are definitely like major things that like mom has changed, as well as like I have changed, as anyone else would change, but it's like there are these things about us that just stay, you know, where you can just like, it doesn't matter if like her look totally changed, like you could tell it's still the same person. Sometimes it just feels like people shouldn't age. Like it just doesn't, even though it's natural, it doesn't feel natural. You know what I mean? Because like, if your brain's part of your body, why is it that like, granted your brain does age too, guys, but I feel like it doesn't age at the same speed that our bodies do. Well, I guess it depends on the person, right? Like some people are really have like health issues, which is really unlucky, and then other people are like, they'll live, oh my gosh, like up to 100 years old, and they'll physically be pretty darn good considering. So I mean, it really just depends, but it does make you kind of think about, it makes you think more about like who you want to be moving forward, and that also you shouldn't have like too many expectations that you're gonna one day just drastically change because you're a certain age. At least that's what I pulled from it. What was I saying about focusing on the drawing and not philosophizing? Rip. Okay, this is the body layer. This is the flippers. Okie dokie. I've been thinking about doing like a comic series recently, guys, because I have a lot of ideas for storyboards and animatics, but they would take way too much time to like do all of the ones I want to do. So I've been toying with just doing like short, like 6-page, like comic type things. Like that would be kind of fun. That would be cool. Yeah, I think like I could do a little comic about the story I just told you about, like at the dentist and feeling old. Like that would be kind of fun. And then like there's also like there's stories I want to steal from family members. So, you know, because like John or Joe, they'll be like, oh, that's a great, like this would make a really funny story or whatever. And they're like, oh, Emma, you should make this. And so I'm like, I have permission to steal their stories, just so you guys know. But I'm like, yeah, that'd be kind of fun. So that's kind of like also in the works of my brain. But I'm just gonna have to get good at like being okay with my drawings looking really like shorthand style and not being too clean. Otherwise, it's just gonna take too much time. and I won't be able to do it. But I feel like storyboarding and making comics actually go very like hand in hand. So it might be nice, like storytelling exercises for me to do. Come on. There we go. I feel like I made the center. Actually, I think I liked how it looked before. Just gonna tilt it a wee bit this way. Okay, cool. We're almost ready to color. Yes. Finally gonna do the fun part. Guys, I'm not gonna lie. I don't love doing line work. Like, I just want to get in and start coloring. We got enough time. We got enough time. I'm like checking the clock, but we'll be fine. I think we're not going to spend that much time working on Annabelle's portrait because I don't actually want to take it too much further than it already is. I think we might just grab another photo reference and do a study of that. And I toyed with trying to... Actually, these eyes don't look right. Trying to do a little... Actually, let's put the pupils on a separate page. I would like to do another drawing of Annabelle, but not painting it this time. And try and kick my brain into like proportion drawing mode. Because there were some clear proportion issues in the painting. And just to like prep myself, I want to just kind of like reawaken those skills that I had learned during my portrait days. So it may not be like the most exciting to watch, but it might be interesting to hear kind of what's in my head as I'm trying to tackle these projects. How should do we even want to have a tongue? Would it be like, be more like that? I think I should make that smaller. Bit more down like that. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, cool. Totally giving him teeth, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. Should we do like the little anime like anger thing in the like doing that? Let me make it on a separate layer though. It's called anime anger. Yeah. Oh my lord. Okay, let's turn on. I think I'm making the lines too long. That works for now. I love how I say that with absolutely no intention to change it later. I think I just tell myself that, so I'm like, yeah, that's fine. We'll deal with that later. And then I realize that it's actually okay and I'm not going to do anything with it later. I have no intentions of touching that again. Little thing that's bothering me, guys, is the arrow is actually too thick. So we're just going to delete that and redo it. Okay, size 40 brush. I did it way too long before. So let's just bring it a little longer. Try and keep this relatively symmetrical. Symmetry is not a friend of mine. Symmetry is no fun. Okay, let's just kind of keep the feathers a little. Oh my goodness. There we go. That looks about right. That's good enough. To about there. And then I just erased out this piece. And just gonna round the edges a little. I liked it. Alright, let's get rid of the rough drawing underneath. I think this heart needs cleaned up a little bit. Just a little. I always found it interesting in the anime, like in animes, sorry guys, or I guess they do it. I don't know, like I need someone actually from Japan to tell me if this is a thing, but in anime this is how they do it. And all the like the little high school romance drama ones I used to watch is that on Valentine's Day the girl makes, or I guess she can buy it if she wants, but usually they make like homemade chocolates and you give it to the guy you like, right? And then a month later there's a day called White Day, and then that's where the guy gets a gift for the girl. And I was like, I kind of like that concept because, you know, it's like you gave someone something and then they'll give you something back. Kind of like that equivalent exchange, you know what I mean? But then it's also like, I feel like here in the US, it's usually the guy is expected to get something. Actually, I'm a bad person to ask because I've never celebrated Valentine's Day. I feel like we've gotten really chill about it here in the US, which is cool because it's like you can give your sister Valentine's Day chocolate. You know what I mean? Like it's just for anybody. Or like, I think it's really nice when you see people do it for like elderly people. That's kind of nice. Or just really anybody. Like who doesn't want chocolate? You know what I mean? They're like, it doesn't have to be like romance involved. It's just be like, you know what? Like I appreciate you. Here's chocolate today. So I'm like, I kind of like that. I feel like I like the I like the American version best. So maybe I shouldn't have drawn such an angry Valentine's Day. Well, this is maybe how I feel about like the traditional whatever. I'm like, I can buy myself chocolates. I don't have to wait for somebody to give them to me. Go. Alright, I think what I did is I did do like, I put like a floor in the, oh, that's a groundhog. Wrong layer. In the rough because I wanted it to be more obvious that there was a floor. And I feel like I could use these lines to guide the viewer. What if we kind of curve the floorboards? Is that a bad idea? I feel like I want it curved a little. Like we're getting a slight like fisheye on the lens. Alright, I'm gonna use those as my guide instead of what we have going here in the rough sketch. And then we're gonna lower the opacity on this. And it should be the floorboards. I don't know why, but I just imagined it like in a house. Probably because you don't really eat cake out on the grass, I guess. I mean, it's a duck. They're outdoors. I guess you could. There's no law. Or you could be having a picnic. Well, whatever it is, this is how it's gonna be. Like a wood floor paneling. Let's fix this edge up here. Alright, let's turn off that. Probably should have drawn this from the side. I feel like this board still curves up too much. What time are we, guys? 5:01. Okay, there we go. I'm just making sure it's not touching the edge there. Just kind of fade it out. That's what we're gonna do. Okay. I said we're not gonna spend as much time on drawing. So let's do a little filling. Let's fill a little on the duck. I don't want to leave it just yet. Let's put in the base. The base fill. Okay, so now we can think about color. Let me pull up the Y2K ducks again. Okay, the one in the purple top definitely is cute. We could do her. Oh, there's one of the duck breeds, the Saxony, the females. They look like they have white, like, eyeliner, like, makeup. It's really cute. But she's just kind of like blonde. That's not very exciting. It's just a straight, like, it's just like golden blonde color. But she just had the eyeliner. But if we do the other one, she'll have like white patches, which is cute. I mean, all the colors are great. We had a duck that was the Saxony, the blonde one I'm talking about, and she was the sassiest duck. She was so cute. I loved her. She's sadly not with us anymore, but she lives on in memory. Wait, why is this all... Oh, guys, I turned on... There we go. I was like, am I colorblind? What happened? Alright, let's... I'm doing gold, but that doesn't mean I'm doing that duck. I'm just deciding to fill it with this color. We're gonna do... We just need a base layer in here. Oops. See, I still can't color inside the lines. Oh, we need to make sure the floorboard's actually behind. These layers used to be on the very bottom. And behind the cake as well. Nothing was worse than when I was little and my sister did not want me to color in any of the coloring books because I couldn't perfectly draw within the lines. It kind of hurt, guys. The funny thing is, apparently I never grew out of it. I just make my own lines now. That's the difference. I still like coloring books though. I still find them really fun. Especially if you have nice coloring pencils. Like sometimes it's nice to not have to worry about the line work or like making any of the drawings make sense. It's just like all you gotta do is fill it, you know what I mean? Watching it get colored is so satisfying. Yeah, I know. This is why this part's so much more fun. Even for me, like it's just not as fun doing the line work. Although what is fun, I'd say the first part is coming up with the design. That part's fun because it's like fast and loose and you're making the character come to life. And then boring part is cleaning the line work, but then fun again is filling it with color. So it's like you get some moments of fun and then some moments of not fun. I think I'm just gonna make the hammer brown. Since we're going with like this wood look. It's funny because when I start coloring in, it's honestly just like a coloring book. It's only until I get to like the shading parts that it really even feels like anything more than over glorified coloring book. You know, like when she got the line work in, it's pretty much the same thing. Looks like we missed a little down here. Let me just fill that in. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna lighten it up a little. I'm gonna give it a little color. Maybe not that much. Actually, you know what? Why not? Well, I'm gonna darken it a little, but I kind of like this brown. The top's gonna be lighter because we're seeing like the inside of the log. Darker towards the edges. So I have like, it'd probably be like made of metal, wouldn't it be? Or I guess you could have used rope, but the way I have it, it's probably like a strip of metal that holds the top of the hammer into the bottom part. Oh, which means I would need, there would have to be another piece here to like hold it together. So that would probably be metal, and then it's probably like welded into this top section. Yeah, that's probably okay. So hammer, metal, hammer, wood. Make sure we keep these layers properly named. All right, let's pull out some silver colors. All right, we're gonna go a couple more minutes and then we better start working on the other project. Also need to stand up because I haven't stood up in 3 hours. And I'm probably gonna grab a cup of tea quick before we start working on Annabelle's portrait again. Was that more yellows opened up here? I feel like I went too red actually on that wood color. I like the brown a little better. Did I put that? Yes, I did. We're gonna darken the edges here. And then down on the handle. Let's pull that red a little stronger. Just try and give this some shape. I'm gonna go back into these. Oh, maybe not that much. Not that red. Alright, that's probably good enough for now. We're gonna have to work more on getting these shades on the inside how I want them. A bit more like this. Do 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 do. Well, guys, after we painted Alphonse, we definitely know we can do metal now. Like, my metal painting confidence has returned. It's just about layering values and different hues. And it gets honestly more reflective and variation than you'd think. Now, we're gonna have to put in consideration, once we color the duck, it's gonna alter kind of the shading we're gonna have going on here with the metal, but I think we can just get like a base going and then we can make adjustments as we go. Probably oversaturating these a little bit, but I just like doing that these days. Let's get some more expected silver colors. It's probably gonna be darker on this side.